Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Zeal for Python. Today we'll discuss about functions in Python. Before that, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe and press the bell icon for personalized notifications. Functions. What are functions? In Python, function is a block of the code which runs only when called. Functions are reusable and reduces the typing work when working with larger programs. Many times while programming we need a particular or a few block of codes which are again and again utilized by us. Instead of writing them again and again, we can write them as a function and just call them when they are used. This reduces the typing work, and in functions the data or parameters can be passed. The function returns the data as a result. Def Def statement is used to write a new function in Python. Def is an executable code. So whenever the Python interpreter encounters the def statement, it runs it and assigns the name given to that particular function. When def statement is run, the new function object is created to which the function name is assigned. The block of function runs only when the function is called. Now, in functions, we have two major types of variables. Those are local and global. Whenever a function is defined inside a def statement, it is local to that particular function. If a variable is assigned or declared above the function before the def statement, it becomes global. Alright, but before we go into details of local and global, let us see what is the meaning of variable scope. The variables are stored in the space called namespace, particular to the function. Whenever the variable comes in picture, the variable name is searched in the namespace. The location of the variable where it is stored in the source code is called scope. Variables can be assigned in three different ways: inside the def statement, outside the def statement, and inside the nested def statement. Yes, the functions can also be nested. One function can be written inside the another function. So now let us see how Python knows where that particular variable is located. For that, we have a LEGB rule, that is local, enclosed, global, and built-in functions. Whenever we run a function and a Python interpreter comes across a variable name, it goes in the namespace of that particular function and searches the particular variable name. That becomes the local. If it does not find that variable in local namespace, it searches in an enclosed namespace, that is the namespace of the function in which the variable nested, the function is nested, right? The first one. If the variable is not found in enclosed namespace, the interpreter searches it in global namespace, global variable namespace. Then if it is not found in that global space, it will go into the built-in variable namespace. So in this pattern, the Python will search the variable names. Now, what is the difference between local and variable? See, local variables are defined inside the function after the def statement, and local functions are defined outside the function. Local variables can be accessed only in the function where they are declared. That is, if you have a function say f and you have a variable say x and it is inside the def statement, that particular variable x will be used or can be used in the block of that function f only. It cannot be used outside that function. Global variables can be accessed or used throughout the program by all the functions. As soon as the function exits, the local variables are released, and it is not see, local variables are not dependent on function as they are declared in the global namespace. So throughout your program you can use those. So it completely depends on a complete program, not on a particular function name. Now as you can see here, this is the basic syntax of our function: def statement, function name and parameters, function block, and a return statement. To call a function, we have to provide a function name and give the data, that is the arguments, to it in order to run the function block. Now let us see a simple example of a function. I have a function called namePrint, which just prints the name of whichever the name you provide. Okay. Now, as you see here, what is, I'm providing a name here. This is called as argument. This is called as a parameter. And whenever I will call this function, that is namePrint, and I'm giving it an argument, say zeal. That is my major point is here to print zeal. So for printing zeal, I'm using a function called namePrint. Now, this here becomes the argument and this becomes the parameter. So when I called namePrint and provided the argument called zeal, what it does is it went to a function block and printed the name. Now, what is argument and parameters? Arguments are the values passed during the function call. As I told you here, that name is my argument as I am passing it while I am calling my function. Parameters are listed during the definition of function. The parameters tells that how many or what kind of data is going to come and what my function has to process. So the functions must be passed with correct number of arguments, otherwise it gives error. So, and in parameters, if you want to have arbitrary number of arguments, like if you don't know, you are not sure that how many arguments can be passed by the user, for that you can use a star before a parameter, which will allow us to give arbitrary number of arguments while calling a function. Depending on how arguments are passed, we have 4 types of functions, that is required arguments, keyword argument, default argument, and variable length argument. Let us see these one by one. See, required number of arguments, as the name suggests, we should maintain the correct number and order in the function call. If the function definition has one parameter passed to it, only one argument needs to be passed, else it will give us the error. Here, as you can see in the example, if I'm using a print underscore name as a function name and I'm saying only one parameter, that is name, will be passed. If I try to pass more than one parameter, it will give us error. Let us see with the help of an example. Suppose I have a function called def sumf, which will be used for summing my variables. Okay. Now, if I try to call it, but here instead of passing only 2 arguments, if I pass more than 2 arguments, it will give me an error. So this error says sumf takes 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given. Now, if instead of 2, I give instead of 3, if I give only 2 arguments, it will not give an error and it will run the code of block of code and return the result. I hope it's clear now. Now let us see the next type, that is default value. It is an argument which is assumed when a function is called without a value passed for that argument. Suppose I have a function called print data, and here I am need to have an age, name and job of a student. But job should only be a student. Okay, the person should only be a student. So I have to provide a default value for a job, that is only student, and name and age can vary. So this is, in this way we can assign the third variable or the third parameter with the default value. So whenever you will pass any parameter, pass an argument to the function called print data, it will take for name and age whatever you will pass, but for job it will take only the default value. Next is the variable length value. Now, as I told you earlier, in variable length argument, if you don't know how many arguments or user is going to provide to your function, what you need to do is use star in place of your parameter name. So this will tell Python that arbitrary number of arguments can be passed by the user. So here if you can see, I have used two different types of variables, one with star and another with not star. Okay, here it is a simple one which we were using earlier. So def print data name star others. So whenever I will run this code, or I will call the print data function, it will print my first one, that is name, and in order to print this other arbitrary number of arguments, it will use the block code for block code, and it will one by one it will print the others. Let us see with the help of an example here. As you can see here, now I have print data and I'm using here a return statement. Okay. Now if I will call this print data, and I'll provide a name called Zeal, and after that if I provide say Python, and I'm providing say 23,300. So this becomes now an arbitrary arguments, right? Because we are providing more. And if I call it, you will see just a minute. You will see that you have printed all the others, right? All the arbitrary arguments have been printed by the returned by your function. Now another one is keyword argument. In this, the parameter and arguments are matched by their names. If you can see here, name, age, job, these are my parameters, and while passing, what I'm using the parameter name and assigning it to with the arguments. I'm using the parameter name and assigning with the arguments. So this is what we call as keyword argument method. So I hope this is clear, and thank you. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.